Now that you have understood the top-down approach, let's look at the bottom-up approach using another example. Let's say you want to open a burger chain in India and need to know how big the market is. How will you go about sizing the market? Existing burger chain players in India include McDonald's, Burger King, Wendy's, Johnny Rockets. Out of all these players, McDonald's commands the highest market share, and hence we can assume that the market size for McDonald's will be close to the overall market size for most aspiring burger chains. So let's calculate the market size for a burger chain. For estimating the market size, we will use the bottom-up approach. For this, we will first need to estimate the number of burgers which are sold per outlet, and then multiply it with the number of outlets in India and average price of a burger. So we have market size is equal to the average price of a burger multiplied by the number of outlets in India multiplied by the estimated number of burgers sold per outlet. Next, to estimate the number of burgers sold per outlet, we would have to start by looking at how each of the outlet functions. Assuming an outlet operates from 8 am to 10 pm and we categorize this into peak and non-peak hours, where the peak would be between 12 noon to 3 pm and 7 pm to 10 pm, which is the time most of us feel hungry. That would give us about 6 peak hours, and assuming that the non-peak hours to be between 8 am to 12 noon and then again from 3 pm to 7 pm, which gives us 8 non-peak hours. Now assume that each outlet has an average of 3 counters and each counter can fulfill an order in 3 minutes during the peak hours. Now that gives the outlet average as 1 order per minute. Similarly, we assume that 1 order gets fulfilled every 4 minutes during the non-peak hours. So calculating would be like 0.24 orders per minute. This would give us 60 orders per hour during the peak hours and 15 orders per hour during the non-peak hours. By multiplying the orders per hour with the number of peak and non-peak hours, we arrive at 360 orders during the peak hours and 120 orders during the non-peak hours per day. Again, assuming that every order typically contains 2 burgers, this would give us 720 burgers sold during peak hours and 240 burgers sold during the non-peak hours. You arrive at this number by multiplying the number of orders per hour by the number of burgers per order respectively. So total we arrive at 960 burgers sold per day. These are the orders which are fulfilled by the outlet in one day, remember. Consider that the outlet also receives home delivery orders. Assuming that the outlet receives a call every 5 minutes during the peak hours and every 10 minutes during the non-peak hours. This gives us 12 orders per hour during the peak hours and 6 orders during the non-peak hours. So total that gives us 72 orders during the peak hours and 48 orders during the non-peak hours per day. Again, assuming 2 burgers per order, we arrive at the sales of 144 burgers during peak and 96 burgers during the non-peak hours, which if you calculate comes to a total of 240 burgers sold through the home delivery method per day. Now, if you total the outlet orders along with the home delivery orders, you would arrive at 1200 burgers that an outlet would handle per day. Now again, taking the average cost per burger at rupees 100, and that this burger chain would have say around 300 outlets in India, the total sales the chain can make per year would account to 13 billion rupees. Of course, when you apply this to your own startup while sizing the market, make sure that your data point comes from valid, vetted and really credible reports. Let's have a look at how some of the entrepreneurs look at market sizing.
How I think about our market size is not only how does the percentage of retail move online, but more importantly, how does the percentage of consumption in India move online? And consumption in 10 years is going to be about $2.5 trillion. And I feel about 10% of consumption of India in 10 years should be happening online. So it'll be a $250 billion market.
Two very important things which dictate whether a market would be productive for us or not. The first one being the size of the restaurant industry there. So if there are 10,000 restaurants in a city, there must be millions of people who eat out on a daily basis, and hence we can fit into the communication or the discovery between the consumer and the restaurant. The other part is how well entrenched the incumbent is. So if there's a monopoly from an incumbent in a market, then it might not make sense to start from scratch in that market. So if there's a monopoly and there's a big enough market, it might make sense to acquire the target, or if that's not possible, then deprioritize that market. But if there's a small market with a huge monopoly, then it might just make sense to deprioritize that as well. So that's pretty much how we think, and then the details after that are the legalities. Is foreign investment even allowed in that market or not? And if that is the one and only thing which can actually not allow us from entering a market, the macro factors, right? The economies, the government policies, all those things.